Okay, hello guys, welcome back. Let me just see वो अभी कितने लोग आ गए हैं. So 70 almost होने वाले हैं. That's great. So हो गए 70. हाँ, good evening and welcome to second day for our JavaScript session. And I hope you are excited because today we are going to cover functions and condition statements. So yesterday we just did like numbers and all values, boring stuff. But today I'm just going to tell you one more way to see your print. So now you don't have to do that console.log. We are just going to directly modify our HTML. So that's going to be more fun to do, and we don't have to we don't have to like go over to our console pen again and again. So first of all, just let me just tell me just how many of you watched yesterday's stream and have you understood all of the concepts? If any of you have any doubt, you can just share me right now. Okay, so that's great. That's great. Okay. So before starting our session, let me just announce, I have an announcement for you. Like, if you know that we always have a quick quiz after each and every session. So in the yesterday's quiz, we have three winners. So let me just announce the name, and the first one, like the person who got the rank one, going to get the award for like 500 rupees of Amazon voucher. So okay, let's just go over here. So Shadam Chai Pekar. So sorry if I just pronounce your name in a wrong way, but by the way, congratulations to you. You won the first prize, and you will get 500 rupees of Amazon gift voucher. And the second position goes to Rukia, and you're going to get 150 LV coins that you can basically redeem to get certificates and also for some more awards and all. And third position goes to Godha Vijaya Kumari, and congratulations to you too. So just if you are live here, just do let me like ping in the chat so that we can see you and we can congratulate you. How to calculate the winners? So basically, we have a quiz, and depending on the fastest person who answered all the questions like that, I don't exactly know what is the process of like calculating the winner, but it's good enough. Yeah, I am also got full point. Yeah, it also depends on the time you took taken to answer all of your question. How to take part in the quiz? Basically, I will just let you know. By the way, you will get the link, so you will get to know how to take part in the quiz. By the way, I think you have to join a group or something like that. Okay, which quiz? So yeah, Ujjwal, after this session, you are going to have a quiz. Like all the questions are related to the session only. So if you just watch the session properly, you are going to answer most of the questions very easily. Okay, that's great. So shall we start by the way? Oh yeah, Mayank, yeah, after every session we have a quiz. Okay. By the way, just do let me know that can we start? किसी के पास कोई डाउट कुछ क्वेश्चन वगैरह नहीं है तो ये अच्छा है मुझे भी जल्दी आगे करना है. Okay. Yeah, okay. So shall we start? Okay, okay. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, okay, that's great. So nobody have any doubt? Okay, fix your screen, sir. Please start. Okay, I'm going to start, and for the screen you should just try to increase the video quality here. Okay. Yesterday, you use online compiler or any Java software? Yesterday, I just use VS Code. I just use VS Code. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's start. Okay, don't waste time. Yeah, obviously. So let's just start. And today I just want to tell you one thing that let me just close this. So here again, I have a very basic HTML page that we created yesterday. It's exactly same as that. I haven't touched anything. The only thing I've changed here is from day 1 to day 2. I have just changed this title from day 1 to day 2. That's all. So if we just open this project, so we are going to get like a JavaScript day 2. Okay, nothing fancy, no fancy. That's cool. Now in our JavaScript, actually, we can access your HTML page. uh, this is possible. You can basically access your HTML page, and not only you can access your HTML page, you can also modify the content of your HTML page. You can also like change the colors and all. You can change the styling. You can put some content. You can remove some content on all sort of stuff. By the way, today we are just going to use single statement, and tomorrow I'm just going to explain all the possible ways by which you can basically modify the HTML content. But today, let me just show you a way. If I just do a console.log, yeah, console.log. Remember yesterday I just told you that whatever you type inside this console.log is going to be printed in our console panel. And sorry if you are hearing some uh, like music in the background, because there is a wedding and a function going near my house. So because of that, just sorry for that. By the way, inside of this console.log, just type document. Okay, just document. And what is this document is? The document, actually you can take suppose this document is a variable that you don't have to create. It's automatically created by JavaScript, and actually it actually contains our whole HTML. Okay, it contains our whole HTML. And what I can do here, document dot body. Okay, and if I just do document dot body, so now this document is an object. It's a variable. Remember yesterday I told you how to create an object. So for to create an object, just name your object anything. So we can name an object car, and to create an object, just put these curly braces, and inside of it you can basically make any key value pair. So here we have like make Honda and model Accord. Okay, and if I just do a console.log for the car, if I just do a console.log for the car, we are going to get this whole object here. So let me just go to our console panel so that, okay, let me just refresh it. I don't know why. Okay, it was freezed actually. If you just go to your console part, you can see we are getting an object here, and this object is the same object that we have created. And suppose if you just wanted to like grab a single key, you don't want to access whole object, you just want to know the model from that object. So in that case, just put dot and the key that you want to access. So dot model. And if I just give it a save, and if you just go to our console panel, if I just go over here, and here we are getting a code only. Okay, that's great. Similarly, document is an object. Yeah, document is an object which was automatically created by the JavaScript for you. And if you just console.log it, you can see it contains our whole web page. Okay, so as you can see, it's an object. Yeah, obviously it's an object, but it's not a regular object. Basically, I will just clear you out to you. It's not a normal object, but you can use it as a normal object. So if I just open it, and you can see inside this body, we actually have like we are accessing our whole document. And we can also access, like if you just want to access the body, just do document.body and save it, and you're going to get the body here. Okay, and if you would just want to like change the content inside of the body, so basically we are going to change the content. So let me just tell you one more thing. If I just create an object here, so okay, so here we have another object. So if I just do a console.log for our car, okay, if our car, and basically you can also modify any of the key from an object. Okay, suppose if you want to change the model, okay, suppose if you want to change the model, all you have to do is to do car dot model. Okay, model equals to, and whatever new value you want to like put it here. Okay, just do it. Now if I just do a console log here again, okay, so this property, this model property is now modified to civic. Okay, so it's very easy. It's same as doing stuff with a regular what do you say, regular variable. So if I just open our console panel, you will be able to see that previously the model was civic. Okay, you will see that the model is civic now because we have basically changed the model. Okay, similarly, what I want to do, I want to change the body. To put any content inside the body, just type document dot body dot, okay, text inner HTML equals to and hello world, whatever you want to write here. hello world. And if you just open your project here, so now see the content is changed from that previous JavaScript day one to hello world. You can write anything here and it will be put inside this thing. So if I say hello, I am web developer, and if I just give it a save, so you are basically changing the content of your HTML page. And no worries if you are just feeling so much confused right now, because this is not the topic of today. Like this is not today's topic actually. So I'm just going to use this thing to directly modify the HTML page so that we can see our, what we say, output and all. We don't have to like go to our console panel again and again. So now you know that if you want to change the content of your body, just write this line for now. By the way, in tomorrow's session, I will just explain you all the possible ways to modify the content inside of an HTML, because this mainly our whole goal is to modify that HTML file so that we can like have some fun with that HTML page. So we have like document dot body dot inner HTML, and whatever you put in equals to it is just going to be put inside that body. And by the way, you can write HTML here. Okay. By the way, we can just directly write HTML here. So if I just do h1 and h1 here, okay, and if I just give it a save, so now you can see it's in h1. Okay, so you can do it as well. By the way, we are not going to do it. We just want to like put some content inside the body for now. So let me just create a variable here like const greeting. Okay, greeting, and greeting is equals to hello, good evening. Yeah, I think it's good evening. Good evening. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make this thing equals to greeting. So what I'm just doing here, document dot body dot inner HTML equals to greeting. And as I told you, whatever you put inside is it's just going to be going to the body. If I just go over here, so I'm just getting good evening. Okay, so clear. And by the way, if you're feeling so confused, no worries. Like seriously, it's no issue. It's not the topic, today's topic. I just told you about this so that we can like continue. Yeah. By the way, if you have any kind of doubt related to this, just do let me know in the chat. Okay. Okay. Difference between, yeah, I'm going to Omkar. Yes, I'm going to cover this today. Basically, if we get 250 view watching, I'm just going to cover this. Okay. And you can by the way spam me in the chat. In that case, also I will just cover that out. Okay. I fixed the code, but your screen is still echoing, mirroring itself. Okay. Uh, just do let me know that anyone. Okay. Villain oop concept. Yeah, a little bit. Yesterday you covered, sir. Oh, that's great. When to use console.log? Okay, Virad is asking that. Mostly, okay, Bharat. Okay, mostly we use console.log. We just use this document.inner HTML, document.body .inner HTML only when we want to show something on your HTML file. If you don't want to modify your HTML file, just don't use it. So we right now we are going to use it so that we can see our output. Yeah, it's no issue. You can use either of them. Okay. So let me just, if everything is clear to you, let's move to our next topic. So suppose, okay, let's take a case that if you want to execute a part of code on the basis of condition, like let's take an example. If something happens in your life, you're going to do this thing, and something doesn't happen in your life, you want to do another thing. Okay. So there is a conditional statement. Okay. So suppose if you wake up and if your father wakes you up, you're just going to go to the school, and if your mom is waking you up, you're just going to make some excuses. So it's a condition, isn't it? Similarly, if you want to write your code on the basis of some condition, suppose if you let's just create a variable. Okay, if just create a variable called age. Okay, so suppose you take age from the user. So after some time we are going to take the age from the user as well. So now if this age is above 18, this person is allowed to vote. Okay, and if this person is less than, like if the age is lesser than 18, we are not going to allow it to vote. Like we have millions of use cases here. So in is to suppose if you want to achieve this task, in that case we are going to use the conditional statements. So I'm just going to cover two conditional statements today. So let me just show it to you. Okay, isn't it? So if I just if I just do console.log, okay, line 1. So I'm just going to print line 1, line 2, and line 3. Okay. So I'm just doing 3 console.log for line 1, line 2, and line 3. Okay. So let me just open here, and if I just do our console panel, let's just go here. In this part, we have to use little bit of console. Okay. So actually, we are getting line 1, line 2, line 3. But I don't want to like print this line 3 if I have a variable here. Okay. So if I just create a variable num. Okay. So if number is 10. Okay. So let's take number is equals to 10. So suppose we don't know what is the num. Okay, and if this number value is greater than 10, we just want to like, if the value is greater than 5. Okay, if the value is greater than 5, we just want to print this line. In other case, we don't want to print the line. So in that case, what we can do, before this line 3, all you have to do is if. Okay, if. And what is this if? Let me just cover this if part. Okay, let me just cover this if part. If you just type if here, if, and after that you can just basically create this curly brackets. And if you just put true here, if you just put true here, whatever code you write inside this block is going to be executed. Okay, so I am inside of if. Okay, if. Okay, so if you just pass a true here, this line is going to be executed, otherwise it's going to be skipped. So let me just show it to you. So as you can see, we are getting, let me just remove this from the window. Okay. So we are getting, I am inside of the if. Okay, I am inside of the if. If I just put a false here, this line is completely skipped. We are not getting anything. If I just put a true here, we are going to get this line. Otherwise, this line is going to be skipped. Okay, clear? So this is conditional statement. Okay, this is the conditional statement. If you just pass false here, okay, false, anything that is inside of it is just going to be skipped. But we don't use if in this manner. Remember, yesterday we used the operator greater than, lesser than. Remember? So if I just create a variable a equals to 10 and const b equals to 20. Okay, and we can basically result. Okay, so what we can do, we can basically use this thing, and we used it yesterday. We used it. So if I just do a console.log for res. Okay, if I just do a console.log for res, we are going to get a true or a false. Okay, we are either going to get the true or false. Where we are getting, by the way, let me just refresh it. Okay, a plus b, a plus b. So we are getting false or true. Remember, we used it yesterday. So it's a, what we said it, it's a comparison operator. Okay, it's a comparison operator. And what this comparison operators do, it compare two values, basically two numbers. So if the, like, this number is greater than that number, so it's just going to output in, like, it's just going to give the result in Boolean. Okay, so remember, I just yesterday I told you that we have multiple type of values. We had numbers, so this thing is a number, this thing is a number. Then we can have a string. So like a string could be like this. Okay, this thing as a string. And after that we can have like Boolean. Okay, so like as equals to true or false. Okay, so these two are also the values. Remember, we did it yesterday. And this comparison operator is going to give the output in the Boolean values. Those plus operators and minus operators basically give the result in the, what do we say, in the, like, in the numerical value. So if you just use any arithmetic operator like plus, multiplication, divide, modulus, etc., we are going to get the output in the number. But if we use any comparison operator like lesser than, greater than, or greater than equals to, we are going to get the output in Boolean value. Okay, so we are going to use this comparison operator and that if statement together to like use like do some really useful stuff. Like these two things are not so useful without each other, but like if is not is completely useless without this comparison operator. We cannot use the if statement directly without any comparison operator. So what we can do here, okay, what we can do here, and by the way, we covered it yesterday as well. Like if you perform any operation on two values, the result is you can store the result in some another variable. So I'm just storing the result in another variable. Yeah, okay, let's now move on. So now what I can do, I can just type if here. Okay, if here. Now what I can do here, console.log a is greater than b. I can just do this, and inside this if, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the res here. I'm just going to put the res variable here. Instead of directly true or false, I'm just going to put this res here. And obviously this res gonna contain the value of this thing. So A is greater than B. So if this is the case, it's going to be true. And if it's not the case, it's going to be false. Okay. So if I just go over here and let's see in our console panel, we are getting nothing. Why? Because the value of A is 10, B is 20, and 10 is not at all greater than 20. So this thing is going to result in false. Okay, false. And now the value of res is false. And here we have actually written false here. Okay, so now this res will be converted into false. And as we know that if the false is passed inside this if, everything inside this block is just going to be skipped here. Okay, so let's just try to increase the value. So if I just do 30 here, okay, so now we are getting A is greater than B. Okay, if I just do 12 here, we are not going to get anything. And if I just put here 23, I'm just going to get the A is greater than B. Okay, and we can also do something called else. So if this is not the, if this part is not executed, so that execute the else part. Okay, so let me just show it to you. Okay, first of all, let's just clear it all. Okay, if, okay, if we know about the if statement, so if you just pass true here, so this piece of code is going to be executed. Console.log if true is in the if statement. Okay, else console.log if false is in the if statement. Okay, let's just see it. So if you pass true here, this piece of code is going to be executed. And if you pass false here, if you just pass false here, the else part is going to be executed. Okay, so if this case or that case. Okay, so we basically can also, we can change it, chain it. Basically we can use multiple if else statement, but to keep things simpler, as you can see here, if you pass false here, the else part is just going to be executed. And if you pass true here, this part is going to be executed. And else part cannot be like, you cannot use the else part independently, but you can use if without any else. We can use if without any else. Okay, you don't have to have any else part for any if statement, but for every else statement, but for any else statement, you must have any if statement, otherwise it's just going to throw an error. Okay, so we must have first any if statement, and after that you can use the else. Okay, you cannot use the else independently. Now let me just go over here, and what we are going to do, so suppose if I just pass true here. Okay, if I just pass true here, we are going to get the A is greater than B. Okay, A is greater than B. And now if I just do false here, if I just do false here, A is not greater than B. We are getting A is not greater than B. Let me just put some emojis here so that it's easier to for us to see. And let me just put a cross symbol here. Okay, let's just see it. So A is not greater than B because we have passed false here. And if I just pass true here, this piece of code is just going to be executed, and we are going to get, okay, A is greater than B. Okay, let me just take a breath. Okay, let me just go through some of the chats. If everything is clear to you, by the way, everything is clear to you. Yeah, is a relation state. Yeah, basically it finds the relation between two. Yes, Boolean only does that. Okay, that's great. Okay. Yeah, every programmer do this, but most of the people don't actually know that you can just directly pass true and false here. Okay, that's great. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling a little thirsty. Let me just have a water. Okay. No doubts. Aren't you tired? No. I used to have a coffee, but I'm so lazy. So मैंने कुछ बनाया नहीं, coffee वगैरह कुछ, तो पानी से काम चलाना पड़ रहा है. Okay, let's just go continue with our session. So if you don't have any doubts, so let me just do one more thing. So we are just going to type res here directly. We are not going to use direct true and false. It doesn't make any sense. And now what I'm going to do, well, I'm just going to do document dot body dot inner html equals to A is greater than B. And in the else part, what I'm going to do, document dot inner html A is less than B. And let me just put some emojis here as well. Okay, So like I don't want to use that console part, that's why I'm just using it. So a is greater than b, and if I just make the a 15, so a is less than b. Okay, working. And now we are getting little bit of output. So now what you can actually do now, you can get the input from any user, and depending on that input from the user, you can show something on the screen. And to get the input, we basically have multiple ways by which you can get the input. Basically you can create a form, and we are going to do that, don't worry about. So we are going to create a project in that we are going to get some input from the user, so that our, like with JavaScript, our product, our website feels like it have some kind of soul. It, you can interact with the user with the JavaScript. Without that, it is not possible to make any interactive website. So most of the websites on the internet is so boring. Like previously, before there was no internet, all the website was used to look like a Wikipedia page with no interactivity. But nowadays you can do anything on any web page. Like you can order stuff, you can track the details and all, and you can play the game also, just because of JavaScript. That's why JavaScript is so popular and so powerful. So by the way, you can do more things here. And let me just do one more thing. Remember yesterday what I told you, that you can basically add two strings. Okay, what you can do, let me just remove this for now. So remember yesterday I have created a variable called a and const b. Okay, 20. And if I just do console.log a plus b, in that case we are going to get the output. Obviously we are going to guess the output. By the way, what is going to be the output? uh, okay, obviously 30 plus like मेरी मैथ्स इतनी कमजोर है, मैं गलत बोल सकता था, ठीक है चलो. Okay, so we are going to get 30 here. By the way, there is one more thing. If I just do, like if I just type here Sanjay, okay, and if I just do Gautam, okay, so it's my name, okay, and if I just give it a save, if you try to add two strings, actually it's just going to join them. Okay, it's just going to join them. Yesterday we did, yeah, yesterday we did it. And if you try to subtract two string, we are going to get an error NaN. Okay, we are going to get NaN. It's actually saying that not a number. Okay, so basically you can only add two strings. Okay, no worries. But what happens if you try to add a string with a number? So now A is 10 and B is Gautam. Now if I save it, we are going to get 10 Gautam. So what it's actually doing is, it's actually converting, it's just converting this 10 into a string. So JavaScript will behind the scene will just convert this 10 into a string. So it will just convert into this. So now this 10 is a string. Okay, anything with the codes, it's just going to be converted into a string. Okay, and let me just show you one more thing. Let me just show you one more thing. If I just make it here 20. Okay, so now you can see that, this thing is a number. Okay, and this thing is a string. Okay, 20, okay, is a string. But behind the scene, JavaScript will basically try to remove the codes, and it will basically convert it into a number. So if I just give it a save, so let me just share it to you. Let me just remove this for now. Okay, so there is a little mistake that I have covered. Okay, okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cover that equals to thing. Okay, so let me just make it 10 here. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, console.log if you do just do a equals to b. Okay, and guess the output. By the way, what is the output we are going to get? What is the output we are going to get in this case? A is 10 and b is 10, but b is in the form of a string. First of all, just guess the output. Okay, let me just close this thing. Guess the output, gets the output. What is the output we are going to get? Like A is false, true. Okay, so we are all like nobody is sure. Okay, so we have double equals to. Remember with this double equals to, yeah, basically it's we can compare two numbers. And if I just give it a save, we are going to get true. How? How we are going to get true here? Why JavaScript is giving true for us? This thing is 10, obviously this A is 10 and B is a string, although it's 10 behind the scene, but it's a string. So if you use double equals to, JavaScript will actually convert any string into a number. Okay, and it will just try to compare. Okay, so it will behind the scene will basically remove these codes. And if you just wanted to do the strict checking, if you don't want to like change any string into number, just use triple equals to. Okay, don't ever use double equals to. Why? Because double equals to is going to give you a true like a true output, even in the case that the another thing is like a string. In that case also you will get the true here. But if you use triple equals to, it's just not going to do the type conversion. So it's actually said type conversion, the type is changed. Okay, so now we are getting false. If I just use single like double, I'm getting true. But if you just put triple here, you're going to get false. Okay, so mostly try to use the triple one, because triple one is little bit safe. Obviously we don't want to get any kind of misleading output in our code. So that's why I generally prefer using triple equals to instead of using double equals to. But as I told you, I'm a little bit lazy, so that's why mostly maybe in my code I just put double equals to there. But don't be me, try to be write the good code here. Okay, so now let me just clear out everything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so let me just do one thing. So let's just take the input from the user. Okay, so now let's just take the input from the user, and for now I'm just going to use a thing called prompt. Okay, and you are not going to use that in your real world program. You can use it if you want. So let me just show it to you. Okay, let me just open uh, have you ever seen that alert box popping up on your screen, like alert something went wrong, alert like something like that? Basically you can create that very easily. Just type alert here, alert, and inside alert it's same as doing console.log. Okay, hello world. And if I just do alert hello world, you're going to get, see, it's just showing us an alert here. Okay, and you can just press OK to continue. Okay, if I just say I am an alert here, if I just can try I am an alert box, so we are getting I am an alert box. If you just do console.log here, you're going to get the output in the console. So now we are going to get the output in the console. And if you use alert here, you're going to get that anything that you write inside this content in the alert box. Similarly, we have something called prompt. So prompt, prompt. Okay, prompt is same as alert, but it's just going to have an input field. Okay, so it's just going to have an input field. Why I'm using this? Because till now we haven't covered the form part of our JavaScript, how we can get the data from the HTML. So that's why we will be able to like do all these stuff by the tomorrow session. But for the today, I'm just going to use a prompt. And by the way, you can use it. It's not that bad. You can use it in your own website. So by the way, what I'm going to do, inside the prompt, you can type anything. And whatever you type inside the prompt, you will see here. So let me just type here, what is your name? Okay, what is your name? Let me just put an emoji for fun. I like using emoji. Okay, what is your name? Okay, and let me just give it a refresh. So I'm getting what is your name. And now whatever value the user is going to type inside of it, okay, and if we just press OK, we can access that value. And to access that value, just put just create a variable. So you can create any variable and make that variable equals to the prompt. Okay, create a variable and make that variable equals to that prompt. Okay, and as I told you, we are not going to use that frequently. I'm just doing it for now so that we can like utilize some of the things that I just want to teach you. Okay, so if I just do this, and if I just do console.log, let's just do document dot inner body, document dot body dot inner html, and what I'm going to do, hello plus, we can do add two strings. Okay, plus name. Okay, plus name and plus this emoji. Okay, I can now, let's just give it a save. And what I'm going to do, and let me just give it a quick refresh. My name is Sanjay, and if I just press OK, I'm getting hello Sanjay here. And if you just want to have any space inside of it, like in between of two words, what you can do, I'm just going to tell you better way. What you can do, just you can add a blank string here. So I'm just adding a blank string here with some space. Okay, now if I just type my name again here, Sanjay, and if I just press OK, I'm getting hello Sanjay here. Okay, that's great. So again, just answer me like if you got all the points here. Okay, Okay. Window dot alert error prompt. Yeah, we have no prompt, sir. We are doing prompt. Yeah, prompt dot value. Speak in Hindi, sir. Okay. Sorry, I cannot. By the way, anybody who are like interested in our Hindi tutorial, Hindi lectures, just spam the chat, and we are planning to like have a complete Hindi session. But in this session, basically, we have people from all over the world. So that's why I just basically standing by. Oh, okay, actually, I have a little bit of back problem. Like पूरा दिन बैठे बैठे like I got little bit of issues. So that's why now I prefer to like work standing. Like a doctor told me to do this, so that's why I'm doing this. Okay. Why there is a line on the name variable? Okay. So somebody is asking why there is a line inside this name variable. So actually the thing is JavaScript don't allow us to create a variable with this. It's a warning. It's no issue. Remove it. Okay. So if I can just do here name. Okay. So this line will be gone for you. Okay. Okay. Now now good. Okay. Now what I want to do, I'm just going to do const age equals to prompt. Okay. How old are you? And now what I'm going to do, if age is greater than or equals to 18, like this is the most common program people write to explain if and else. Okay, you cannot drink, you can vote. Okay, although you can drink but don't drink, obviously. And I know everybody says it, but most of the people drink. Okay, you cannot vote. Okay, and instead of console.log, what I'm just going to do, document dot body dot inner html equals to, and inside it what I'm going to do, I'm just going to type a basic HTML syntax. Okay. You can vote, and let me just copy this whole line and let me just put it here. You cannot vote. Okay, let's just give it a save, and let's just open our project. What is our age? 23, and save it. Okay, I think I forgot to save the document. Okay, now I have to type it again, and you can vote. And if I just give it a refresh, if I am 12, so you cannot vote. Okay, I think you got my point. And you, if you would just want, you can put some emojis here, a smiley face here and a crying face here. Okay. And by the way, now we are going to move to our next topic. So let me just put 12 here. So you cannot vote, obviously. Okay, that's great. What is the difference between doc? Okay, so yeah, Ajay is asking what is the difference between document.id and document.body. Okay, so Ajay, I'm just going to cover all these concepts in the tomorrow session. So don't forget to join the tomorrow session. Tomorrow session is going to be super important. Okay, so don't ever why we can and we can document. Basically, I'm just using document.body. Tomorrow, I will just tell you why I'm using document.body instead of using those things like write and get and something like that. Prime number and even number program. So Rupal Chaudhary, yeah, you have given me a good idea for the assignment. I'm just going to give this thing as an assignment to you. Okay, let's just move to. Okay, so now we are using the condition statements. Okay, and by the way, you can also change this thing if and else. So we are going to do that, but not now. Okay, so also we have one more condition statement called switch. Okay, switch. So just I will cover that switch part, but before that, I just want to cover the one of the most important topic of the JavaScript called functions. Okay, in general, functions are super important for all kind of programming. If you are doing programming in any language, functions are so important. So let me just show you an example. Okay, so console.log. Why I'm doing console.log? Okay, suppose if you want to execute a piece of code again and again. Okay, let's suppose like I'm just going to give you the very generic example. If you want to make a calculator or if you want to add two numbers. Okay, so now if you just want to add two numbers, we basically create two variables. Okay, we just create two variables, and after that we just add them, and after that we just put console.log here, and result is this thing. Okay, that's great. But suppose if you want to add two more numbers, suppose you want to add multiple numbers, it's going to be so much tricky work to do all these things. And as I'm too lazy to do that, I'm just going to make a function for it. So function is just you just define a piece of code and you can execute this piece of code again and again. So it better than let's just do it, okay? Because word doesn't make much sense. So to create a function, just type function, okay? Function, and every function gonna have name. So you can name your function anything. The rules are same as naming of that variable. So you can name this thing anything. So I'm just going to name this my function, okay? My function, okay? And after that, you have to put this brackets and this curly bracket. And whatever you write inside this curly bracket, if I just do console.log, okay, let me just do document dot body dot in, okay, dot inner html hello world, okay, inner html, not inner text for now, okay. Now if I just go to our web page, let's see if something happened. Okay, nothing happened here. Why? Because we have just defined a function, okay? So we have basically just defined it or declared a function, and now we can call a function, okay? So this is a function, and now we have to call this, and as soon as you will call this, anything that is written inside of this is just going to be get executed. So for now, let me just call the function, and to call the function, just type the name of the function, okay? That's all. And after your name, just put this brackets, and that's all. So if I just go over here, and we are getting hello world here, okay? So I can put anything here like this thing, and we are getting hello world here, okay? So we you can basically type anything here. So if I just do const a equals to 10 and b equals to 20, c equals to a plus b, and console.log c, okay? So if I just go to my console, and we are getting 30 here, and the fun fact is basically you can call a function as much time as you want. So I'm just calling function a bunch of time, and if I just give it a refresh, so I'm getting output bunch of time, okay? And I can also like do a console.log here also. Console.log function is called, and if I just give it a refresh, so now we are getting function is called 30, function is called 30 function. So we can basically execute same piece of code again and again if you just want to use this function, okay? Now let me just tell you one more thing. You can also pass some of the values to a function, okay? So you can basically give some values to a function. So now, if you just want to give some values to a function, all you have to do is to define some parameters. Yes, I know this sounds so tricky, but it's very easy, very easy. Suppose if you want to give, as soon as you call this function, you also want to give this function some values. Okay, any values you can give this thing any values. Suppose I just want to give this function value 20 and 30, okay? I just want to give this function 20 and 30. Now this function can accept the values, and for that you have to define those two values here. So you can name give these values some name. So what I'm going to do, now name it p1 comma p2. By the way, you can name this thing anything. And what is going to happen here, okay, this p1 is going to become 20, and this p2 is going to become 30, okay? So if I just do a console.log of p1 and p2, console.log of p1 is p1 and p2 to p2, okay. Okay, if I just go over here, so we are getting p1 equals to 20 and p2 is equals to 30. So if I can just change it, okay? So now p2 is 50 and p1 is 20. So these things is called parameters, okay? So this thing is called parameters, and these are the arguments. I have seen most of the people are using these to some interchangeability, but the fun fact is like these things are called parameters. So whatever names you give for those values are the parameters, and these are the arguments, okay? These are the arguments which you pass to a function. And by the way, there are some things that you have to keep in your mind, like the order is important. It's like the first argument is going to equals to become like first parameter, second argument is going to become to equals to the second parameter, and if you just try to pass another parameter here, it's just going to be ignored. If you just pass like 234, so it's just ignored because this function is not accepting the third parameter. So this argument is just going to be ignored. Isn't it clear to you? And now what I can do, like now what I can do here, I can just do console.log p1 and p2, p1 plus p2. Okay, and now if I just give it a save, we are getting 70 here. And instead of just doing this regularly here, what I can do, sum is this thing. Okay, if I just give it a save, we are getting sum is 70. Now I have created a sum function. So whatever you can just add two values here, just pass any two numbers here, and it's just going to add it for you. So you don't have to write that summation logic again and again. So now this is the power of function. Now let me just name this function sum. Okay, so let me just change the name of this function to sum. Okay, sum, and again sum. Okay, that's great. So now we are going to get sum is this, sum is that, sum is this, sum is that. Okay. And before continuing, let me just give you a quick thing. Like in the console, you can just put a comma here to, like, if you don't have to like add every time. Okay. If you just want to like print out some multiple things, like let me just show you an examples. So if we have some variables here, a equals to 1 const, b equals to 2, and const, okay, whatever. And if I just want to console.log all these three values, what I can do here, just separate them by comma, a, b, and c. Okay, so you don't have to like put a plus and all, you can just do this directly. So most of the time we do this only 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let me just do the undo here. So this is the thing that I have used in the function console part. Okay, so this is the thing that I have done here. So instead of this plus, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the comma here. So this thing is in value, this thing is in type of string. P1 is P1 is going to be equals to 20, P2 is going to be 50, and the plus is going to be 70. And now sum is comma 70. Okay, I think it's easy for you to understand. By the way, before okay, let's just move to the next topic. Before that, let me just open the chat so that I can see if somebody is having a doubt. Okay, any doubts? Okay, I think we have. Sir, why do you remove all the code? Okay, Suraj. Oh yeah, Suraj, no worries. I'm just going to share all the code to you. Don't worry, don't worry. बहुत घबरा गए यार तुम तो इतना मत करो. How we can print the sum of 20 and 30? Yes, okay, Sonu, I'm just going to cover that as well. Okay. Is there any option? Is there any option for what? Alicia is asking, Suraj is asking. Output is wrong. Which output, bro? Like how it could be wrong? Like it's computer. Only thing in which computer is good is calculation. We are getting 120. How? Where we are getting 120? Tick, tick, tick. Let me just see. Obviously, we are not going to get 120. Like, give me the part where, okay, clear. Are there any inbuilt function? Yeah, there are too many inbuilt function to do these kind of stuff, but obviously we are like trying to understand the functions. That's why I haven't told you about the inbuilt functions. Okay, guys. So now I'm just going to cover one more thing. So suppose if you want to like do this thing, sum of a, like we don't want to do this. Okay, if you just want to have a better way to add some string with some values and all, we have one more better way, but that thing is not included in our course, so that's why I may skip that. But if you like this video, I'm obviously going to cover that as well for you. And also you can spam the chat, by the way. Spamming always works. And okay, so let me just tell you one more thing. Not only a function can accept some value, not only a function can accept some value, some, and like 1907, so it's my birthday date, so that's why I put here 19 July. Okay, the sum is 1907 and we are going to get the output here. So output is 26. But as you can see, we are just logging out the output. Okay, now suppose if you want to save the output somewhere, you don't want to just log out the output, you also want to save the output somewhere so that you can use the output later somewhere. So a function can not only accept some data like parameters, so these are the parameters, so we can pass some arguments, and those arguments will be accepted by the parameters, separated by the comma. You can like use as many as parameter you want, so I can just put a comma here, and you can put any more values here as well. Okay, it's no worries. But the thing is, the number of parameters and number of arguments should be equal. Okay, and it's just going to be like this first thing is going to be equal to this, second to this, and third to this. Okay, But now a function can also return some value. Okay, it just can also return some value, and for that just type return here, return. Okay, and whatever you write in after it, so any value, obviously any value, that's why values are so important here. So if I just do a value of like Sanjay, okay, so now as soon as this function will get complete its all the code, and as soon as it hits the line return, it's just going to return this whatever you write after the return. And now we can store this value somewhere. Okay, and to store a value, what we do, okay, just do let me know like what we do to store any values in the chat of what we used to. Yeah, I'm just going to Ajay, obviously we are going to use the arrow functions. What is destructuring? Yeah, Utpal, I'm going to cover that. So I'm just going to put all these things. Okay, by the way, just to let me know the what we use to store some values, because this function is actually returning a value Sanjay, and now we want to store it somewhere. So how we are going to do that? Let's when we use return true fl, why you see in console.log, like can Suraj, can you just repeat your question, like just write all the statement. What is return? Okay, yeah, we can use variable. Yeah, Mike, you're correct. Okay, so let me just tell you what is return is. So return is actually whenever you want to return any value. Okay, as soon as the code execution is completed for any program, and if you want to like return some value after the execution of your code, like this code, okay, this piece of code, you can just type return, and after return, whatever you write here is just going to be returned by this function, and we can store it in a variable. So what I can do, result, okay, equals to sum. And now what is actually going to be happen as soon as I call this function sum, okay, with these two parameter, p1 is going to be 19, p2 is going to be 07. So it's just going to execute this line, and after that this function is going to return Sanjay. Okay, it's just going to return Sanjay, and now this Sanjay is going to be stored in this result, because this sum function, okay, because this sum function is actually returning the value Sanjay, so it's just going to be stored in the result. So if I just do a console.log console.log result here, and if I just save it, I'm just going to get the Sanjay. Okay, now but obviously it doesn't make sense to like return something like this. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to return p1 plus p2. So instead of just logging it out here, what I would just want to do here, so let's just write this function again. So I'm just going to create a variable const res is equals to p1 plus p2. Okay, isn't it great? Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to return this res. Okay, this res variable. So as I told you, like you can return anything. So return. Okay, so as I told you, you can return anything. So what I'm going to return, I'm just going to return this res variable. Okay, this res is just going to contain the value like summation of p1 and p2. P is 19, p2 is 07, which is equals to 26. So res is equals to 26. So this thing is going to convert it into 26, and now this function is actually returning 26. The result will be 26, and we are logging out 26. Okay, let's just check thing in our console. Okay, that's great. So now we have completed everything about functions. Okay, so this is like most you can do to a function for now. By the way, just let me know if you have any doubt in a chat. Difference between let and const. Can you just watch the previous session? Like tomorrow, I covered this thing for you. Just do let me know. Soon official. Okay. Share notes, sir. Yeah, obviously, Tanisha, I'm going to share the notes. Tanish. Why we use another variable? Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, Ajay, we can do that. But I'm just trying to explain the things. So like हर चीज को seriously नहीं लेना बहुत. Okay. We have multiple ways. The beauty of programming is that we have like billions of ways to solve a single problem. So like for just to adding a sum, we have multiple ways to just add two numbers. But I'm just trying to make you understand all the basic concept. You can just directly return p1 and p2. Okay, it's just this is going to be completely fine. But I'm just trying here to like make you understand all the things here. Okay, hopefully you don't have any doubt here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check the likes. If the likes are up to the mark, okay. If you just give me one more like, I'm just going to uh, everyone is going to have different code for their codes here. Yeah, obviously, Ayush. Yeah. Where we get NO. What is this NO? where we get the number, I think. Which number? Which number is talking about? Just write your all the question. What if code get got stuff before? Okay, but I'm just going to tell you that as well. Okay. Notes. Okay, notes. I will share your notes in the tomorrow session. By the way, you will get all the notes from day 1, day 2, day 3 together in a form of slide or in a form of document. Okay. Yeah, Mayank Patel, it's suppose default parameters. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, let's just go here to the chat. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tell you one more thing that remember what I told you that it's a there we have a better way to join the string. Okay, so I'm just going to tell that as well to you. But okay, let me just create const a equals to 10, and now what I want to do, I want to create a string. Okay, and str. And how to create a string? You can just do a thing here like hello. But if you just want to put any variable inside of your string, if you just want to like put a here, you cannot do this. If you want to like a hello 10, if you just want to do hello anything that is the value of a, if you want to put it here, and for that we have a better way to do that. What you have to do, instead of the single quote and double quote, what you can do, you can use the backtick. So let me just tell you where you can find the backtick on string keyboard. So here is the backtick. Okay, this is backtick, this thing. If I just do this, so this thing is the backtick. And after using the backtick, what I can do, hello, okay, and put a here. And inside, and what you have to do is just use this curly brackets and the dollar symbol. Now, what is going to happen? This this value of a is going to be put here. Like it's just going to be like submitted here. So whatever you want, you can see. Whatever is easy for you to understand. Now, if I just open my console panel here, and by the way, let's just do a console.log for str, console.log for the str. We are getting hello 10. So I can just do any type anything here like Sanjay. So whatever is the value of a is just going to be put here, like in the place of a here. So this is a better way to like join the strings and the variables. So it's very easy. The syntax may look a little bit difficult, but it's very easy. Wherever you want to use any variable, just put the dollar symbol and the curly bracket, and inside of it, just put the name of that variable. But remember, you cannot use regular double quote and single quote. Instead of single like the double quote and the single quote, you have to use this backtick symbol. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you. Okay. So now we can basically print out some better things on the screen. Okay. Let me just open the chat. Templating. Yeah, it's called templating, template address. How do we use inbuilt functions? Yeah, I will tell you like let me just tell you about an inbuilt function. Okay. I'm just going to yeah, I'm just going to okay, let me just tell you one more thing. So now I'm just going to create a random number. Okay, random number, random. Okay, and to create any random number, we have a function pre-built in the JavaScript that is called math.random. Okay, so math.random actually generates a random number between 0 and 1. Okay, so what I can do here, if the random is greater than 0.5, I can just like your number is greater than 0.5 or something like that. And if you can see, let me just show it to you. If I just do a console.log for the random, every time it's just going to give us a random number, and the random number is going to be in between of 0 and 1. Okay, it cannot be like greater than 0 and 1. So if you just want to get any positive number, so just multiply it by 10. So it's mathematics. You can just multiply anything between 0 and 1. If you just multiply any number between 0 and 1 by 10, you're just going to get a number with single digit. So I don't know how it works. It's maths, and I'm not really good with maths, so it works like that. So I'm just getting this 7 here. So what I can do, if if the random is greater than 5, I can just put document dot body dot inner html equals to, okay. So what I'm going to do here, I just want to show the random number. Like let me just show the random number on the screen, like in our document.body. So now I'm going to use the backtick here. Okay, so the backtick, and I'm just going to use this h1 here, h1. Okay, I just forgot it this thing. Okay, random. So what I'm going to do, random number is this thing. Okay, that's great. Now if I just give it a save, so as I told you that you can use the backtick. Inside the backtick you can type anything, and wherever you want to use any variable, just put this dollar sign, the curly brackets, and write the variable name inside of it. Now if I just go to our web page, okay, so the random number is this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this. Okay, so now we are generating a random number. So by the way, that's it for today's session. By the way, don't forget to join the tomorrow session, because in the tomorrow session we are going to do more fun stuff. We are just going to convert this HTML page. We're just going to access some of the elements from this HTML. We are going to modify it. So that's going to be more fun. So by applying all the logic, all the things that we have learned till now, we are just going to utilize them to create little bit pretty things, because till now it's not, we are just playing with some numbers. By tomorrow we are going to play with this document, and also I will just cover some more things, something like loops. So if you just want to execute a piece of code for a number of time, so you are just going to use the loops and all. And before ending this session, by the way, don't forget to take the quiz from the group. And by the way, our new sessions are starting from September. So if you just if you just got any interest in the programming and what this web technologies and all, if you just if you just want to get into these stuff, you can just check out our course. So just visit Let's Upgrade. And by the way, I have a like 10% discount for you. So it will help you and me also. So by the way, just sign up and go to the start learning, and you can just go to the enroll here, and you will find a coupon code SK10. By mistake, I yesterday it was SS, but it's SK10, and just use this coupon code to get the instant discount for 10%. So if you are interested in the course, please do have a look. And by the way, we are just going to use a lot of cool things tomorrow. Yeah, JavaScript looks like Python. Yeah, it is, because most of the programming languages are similar. So if you just learn one programming language, the journey is a little bit easier for you. But learning any programming language doesn't make you a software engineer. For that, you have to basically use some frameworks, some technologies. So by using those programming language, you can basically create something. So जैसे मतलब कुछ बोलते आने से कुछ होता नहीं, कुछ बड़ा बोलना पड़ता है, कुछ ऐसा समझ जाओ. Okay, tell me about the quiz. Okay, I think you will get the quiz detail here in the group. So somebody will put the quiz detail in the chat. Okay, for that I think you have to join some kind of group as well. Basically, I also don't know how to take the quiz. Okay, by the way, just give me 1 second. By the way, if I just forgot to tell you that our new batch is just started. So it's the best time to join. Okay, so don't try to like skip this thing. Okay, so by the way, you can ask the moderators and they will answer you how to take the quiz. Okay, by the way, thank you for joining, and I hope I will see you tomorrow, because tomorrow's session is going to be so important. So don't forget to join, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and etc etc if you like my session. Okay, bye bye.